Designers, are you guys ready for your first challenge? Yes. Great. Your first challenge will be streetwear. You will have the chance to design your own fabric and move on to sketching your designs.
As you know, streetwear is both fashionable and casual. Sexy but not constricted. You will work with the staff at Car Textile to get your process started.
Are you guys excited?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get started. So right now we're in Car Textiles, and the designers are starting the design process before they start cutting and sewing their fabric. So they're picking out their fabric, sketching their designs, creating their print, so when they start on the cut and sew process, they're ready to go because time is limited. So they want to get as much accomplished here at Car Textile as possible.
When they said streetwear, I mean, come on, it's streetwear. Look at me. I am streetwear. You know what I'm saying?
So when I first got this challenge, I was like, oh, streetwear, like it's a feeling of, you know, a little bit of an anxiety, but then like excitement, because this is what I've been wanting to dabble into for, you know, quite some time now.
When I heard streetwear, I was like, yes, that's what the first challenge, that's exactly perfect, because that's what I naturally even wear on a daily basis is streetwear. So I was like, this is gonna be easy, and I don't have to do too much because it's not like a very like statement type of piece, but it's like comfortable but effortless.
When they let us know that we were doing streetwear, that's not my forte, so I'm having to switch around some things to kind of relax my usual, a little bit more uptight designs so that it is more streetwear ready. But I feel good about it. I've switched over some of the fabrics I would traditionally use for more utility fabrics and things like that. Getting to design our own fabric, awesome. I actually do that in my usual designs. So any collection or anything that I do, I base around a fabric that I print, that I design myself. So that part is right up my alley, so I feel good about that part.
So on Monday, when I found out the challenge was streetwear, I was really excited, but then I thought about it a little longer and I got kind of nervous because I was like, oh, I can do streetwear, that's like everything I do. And then I realized that's not true at all. And everything I do kind of looks like it would end up at a festival or a club. So I was like, I kind of need to figure out how to take what I do and blend it with a more streetwear kind of look.
Really with this challenge, with the ability with the prints, we have a digital printing process that we can take any design and make it into a print and print it 1 yard at a time or continuously. And with that ability, the options are limitless what they can do. So it's really neat to see them go in various different directions. The challenge for them on fabric-wise is which base fabric they want to go with. Do they want to go with a knit that's a 4-way stretch, that's more active wear, or do they want to go with a woven that's got more body and maybe a more heavier weight type of range of fabric?
I got to kill this challenge, and I felt confident in this challenge because that's really how I became a good creator, by mixing and matching things, and that's what streetwear is all about, like taking you know, a normal shirt and like punk rocking it out, you know, ripping the sleeves off and throwing some leather on it, or you know, cutting a top shorter and making it crop. You know, there's no rules to it. And so when they heard streetwear, I'm like, back to basics.
What you're going to need to be successful in this challenge is to be mentally prepared, to have the right tools to create, to pick the right fabric, to have a print that's going to wow the judges and be different from your other competitors. And then, end of the day, putting it all together and making it fit on your model.
So I think today overall went really well. You could see the excitement in their faces, especially because streetwear is such mainstream right now. I feel like they're going to have a lot of fun. I feel like some designers, obviously their level of expertise are on different levels. Some designers are more developed than others. What I think is going to be detrimental to this particular challenge is going to be the design of the fabric. The placement of the fabric has to be accurate. The design, of course, you can't just throw anything on a fabric and expect for it to look good. So I think they're really going to have to work on that design in order to move on to the next challenge.
L7 Catering Excellence. Welcome to the market leader in small bites. Experience a perfect blend of sensational foods, a customized menu with competitive rates. L7 is creating memorable dining experiences, one small bite at a time. L7 Catering specializes in small bites for intimate gatherings with an emphasis on exquisite seasonal cuisine. Book your tasting session or discuss your project with us at www.l7.net.
A home is an investment for the long term, and your home's foundation is the key to protecting that investment. For wall cracks, settling, water problems, or an unsealed crawl space, call Woods Basement Systems for a solution that delivers comfort and security for years to come.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
They started in one room to pick out all the fabrics, and then we separated them all to start sketching and creating their print for their fabric.
So I really thought this group of designers has a wide range of abilities, it looks like to me. They're going to come up with 5 very different designs, and from when I was helping them select fabrics, each one of them had a thought process they were going through, and I think we're going to find 5 extremely different designs. So I'll be really interested to see what they come up with.
I'm printing the army fatigue, but this is going to be printed on top of the army fatigue. So it's kind of like a dual print action going. And then we're also going to do a dual print with the leopard print. So it looks a little loud, but it's going to work. We're going to tone it down with the jacket.
Well, when I saw Jeff and I saw my pattern, he told me that I needed to like alter it in a certain way.
Yeah, it won't look continuous at all.
It won't be on like one big one.
Well, you'll notice where you get half of this here, but nothing to go to connect it. Yeah. So it'll look like tiles that don't really connect.
Yeah. I thought it was perfect how it was, but no, I had to make some like changes, and I wasn't prepared for that, and I was confused because I don't really use Photoshop like that. So, but it came out good. The print looks like it's made from an art palette. Like the circles when you mix colors in, and like when you see the palette of like paint, you mix in, that's what it looks like, the spots of colors. That's what I was going for when I was making it. And because I was really winging it because I didn't really know how to make a pattern with Photoshop. So I just used whatever I saw in front of me, really.
There's your pattern.
Perfect.
Is this the size you wanted it at? 5 by 5. This is how it looks repeated.
So I kind of immediately knew I wanted to do my logo deconstructed. And one of my logo designs is kind of like a doodle print. So I thought that would look really cool.
So it was very stressful. Is there a way to take my one and just chop it off to where it repeats itself on the top like you were saying? I brought in my design and they said, hey, this isn't going to repeat like you want it to. There's gonna be big white gaps. There's gonna be, the butterflies are not gonna be cohesive. So I kind of freaked out for a second. I had like 5 minutes before 3 o'clock and, they said, hey, go try to fix it. So here I am, running back to my computer, trying to remember how to make a pattern. I'm starting from scratch. So, yeah, but it turned out okay because we ended up, with the dimensions that I needed. So we just had it panel by panel by panel. It's all right. It's not going to change my design. It's not going to change my look. So, whoo.
In my opinion, who's falling behind is Lucas. I see that I haven't seen really his prints, what he's doing print-wise, which is part of the challenge. He's still kind of deciding on his fabric. He's getting ahead in his sketching and his pattern, but you got to have your fabric and your print also to complete this challenge.
Thin lines are all black, right?
They are black, but now that I'm seeing it, I'm thinking they might need to be thicker.
Thicker?
Yeah, could we just take those to the same thickness as the white ones? When they said it is streetwear, I still hadn't had a design in my head. So I had to go from that moment in like a 10-minute time frame to start designing my print. Do the rotations and the overlapping, and then we'll do the repeat from that square like you just did those. I actually based it off of the song that I heard on the way to Car Textiles on Monday. Ben Platt's new album, and it is called Childhood Bedroom. And it just talks about how the world is stressful, we worry about everything, and his way of kind of combating that is to close his eyes and imagine himself dancing around in his childhood bedroom. And that's something that really related to me because when I was growing up, my bedroom was my sanctuary. That was where I could go, and that is where I was 100% myself, and that's the only place I felt like I could be 100% myself. I drew up the floor plan to my childhood bedroom, and that was where I got my design, and then I had them turn it into a digital print, which I then had him print out a bunch of them to where I could layer them and cut them out and put them exactly where I wanted them to be, and then he turned that into the print.
I think this very first challenge is going to really show who's into it. I felt that some designers slacked a little bit in the enthusiasm of designing fabric, and I think that's very important. I know that it may not be fun because most designers don't have the background of fabric designing or sketching, so just because you don't know something doesn't mean that you have to skip steps or be less enthusiastic about it. If anything, you should be more willing to learn and not just try to get by.
L7 Catering Excellence. Welcome to the market leader in small bites. Experience a perfect blend of sensational foods, a customized menu with competitive rates. L7 is creating memorable dining experiences, one small bite at a time. L7 Catering specializes in small bites for intimate gatherings with an emphasis on exquisite seasonal cuisine. Book your tasting session or discuss your project with us at www.l7.net.
home is an investment for the long term, and your home's foundation is the key to protecting that investment. For wall cracks, settling, water problems, or an unsealed crawl space, call Woods Basement Systems for a solution that delivers comfort and security for years to come.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
We were at Car Textiles, where the designers were designing their prints, picking out their fabric, starting their sketches, and creating their patterns. Now we're back here at the Collective Thread, patiently waiting for Mike Card to deliver the fabric so the designers can get started.
The purpose and the mission of the Collective Thread is to empower women through creative design and small batch manufacturing. We have a design studio and a small batch manufacturing facility, and we also have a school where we educate and empower women through the skill of sewing and design. I believe we give a great resource to local designers. So a designer may not have sewing skills or patterning skills, so we can do all their patterning, their prototyping. They can be involved as much as they want, but you may have a designer that may be able to sew and may have sewn a sample and bring it to us and say, I just need digital patterns, and I need more prototyping or costing for manufacturing, or I need a tech pack. And so we're able to give those resources to local clients.
So this is what we came up with on your prints. I think it came out great. Are you happy with it?
Oh, it's amazing. Like the detail, I could tell just like from a distance, it's doing what I want it to do.
When I got my fabric back, the cheetah print wasn't as big as I would have liked it. And then you could hardly make out the logo because it got lost in the cheetah print. But it didn't really go through with the concept that I originally planned for. But then I stepped back and I looked at the fabric, and it kind of created a cool design by putting a little like maroon tint to it. So it kind of looks like a new digital like herringbone or gingham check. So I think it's gonna work out fine.
When we first got here, they gave us our fabrics from Car Textile, and honestly, I had a bit of an internal panic. My print turned out to be much more pink than the camel taupe kind of mixture that I was going for.
When I looked at my print in person, I was like, this is not what I had in mind, but I can work with it. I saw the white and then the like spring type of colors. I was trying to go for pastel colors. So the white brought it out more, and I was confident in how it would come out. So yeah.
When I saw my fabric and my design, I was like, just like kind of confused because the blacks were different than I thought they were gonna be, and I was really stressed out. But I don't know, I'm just gonna go with it because there's nothing I can do about it now. So I think it's gonna look good.
What I have in mind is the top is going to be like similar to like a varsity jacket, but it's going to be like a sweatshirt. Like it's because it is like a windbreaker material, so that's what streetwear, like you're going outside, so you're going to have like outside garments really. So And then the bottom, what I have in mind is going to be like type of a pleated skirt, like an up-down type of like style. I'm still going through it in my mind. It's still in there. I don't really, until I see it out, then that's how it's going to be. I knew I was going to be making a garment for a woman, so I knew it was supposed to be a little feminine. And streetwear is whoever's wearing it makes it themselves. Like it brings them out, like the comforting, like feel to it. So whatever you're wearing with streetwear. So yeah.
I was ready to go. I am kind of mixing my usual style with streetwear style, so it's just really tweaking the things that I usually do to fit into that category, which a lot of people have actually told me in the past that my design style is more of a preppy streetwear, which I had never heard of before, but I kind of liked it. And that kind of fits with what I do, to where if I were to wear my own clothes, it would look like a more preppy business casual clothing. But if you put it on someone else, they could pull it off as streetwear. So it's very universal and able to go into multiple categories. I'm doing my traditional pair of pants. That is a staple to anything that I ever make, is a pattern pair of pants, because that's something that you can't really find out there for men that often. But it's one of the reasons that I started designing in the first place, is because I wanted to be able to wear those things, but I could never find them. So I started making them.
So I'm making a skirt and turtleneck set with like some little elements that I'm not going to share yet because I want it to be a surprise. But that's kind of the base of what I'm doing, and I'm really excited about it. I've been wanting to make a look similar to this for a while, so I'm really excited to see how it turns out.
So we're taking an army pant and we're taking a plaid slack, and then we're merging it into a jogger. So it's kind of like anybody can wear it. I design unisex, so I would even want to wear these pants, although I'm putting it on a female model. But I'm going with, I gotta live that rock star life, so I did like a little biker's vest. And that's a solid color, which is going to kind of mute out some of the prints and plaids. So it's going to give it a nice balance.
So I'm making a trench coat, pants, and a top. So it's gonna be an adventure because it's a lot to take on, but I'm excited.
L7 Catering Excellence. Welcome to the market leader in small bites. Experience a perfect blend of sensational foods, a customized menu with competitive rates. L7 is creating memorable dining experiences, one small bite at a time. L7 Catering specializes in small bites for intimate gatherings with an emphasis on exquisite seasonal cuisine. Book your tasting session or discuss your project with us at www.l7.net.
A home is an investment for the long term, and your home's foundation is the key to protecting that investment. For wall cracks, settling, water problems, or an unsealed crawl space, call Woods Basement Systems for a solution that delivers comfort and security for years to come.
Hey, let's check out this park. Wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.